What's up, everybody? How's it going? Whoops. This is the decimated version. Okay, I'm just preparing everything, making sure everything's working fine. Yep. Uh, yeah, okay. Everything seems to be working. Perfect. So, okay, I'm gonna explain what's going on right now. So this is for those of you who might know me or have already seen my streams. This is a piece that I'm working on my personal streams, and then I have another collaboration with Oscar, and we're doing that. It's called Sculpt Battle. We're doing another project, and usually on my personal ones I stream in Spanish, and in my collab ones with Oscar I stream in English. But so we're gonna try, like we decided to try and start doing some English streams here as well. I think it's just like, um, I mean, just to try it. We'll see how it goes, but basically to try and have this stream both in English and Spanish for all the people that like to see this. So I hope it works out. Um, and yeah, so this is where I left off last time. I was working on the spines. Like, I was building this character, and I did like the whole dorsal fin. But then I started like putting the spines here. So I'm gonna continue with that. And it's kind of like a tedious process, but it's it's important. So just make sure that I have the symmetry turned on. Hey Adaster, how's it going, man? And I'm gonna make sure to turn on double display properties, because otherwise, like, since this is too thin, and in the like I last time when I was working on this, I was just like sculpting this, blah blah blah, and then I didn't realize that I was actually like trespassing. Oh, I have the. Right now it's not trespassing. I don't know what's going on, but last time I was going over the to the other side, so I'm just gonna put double here, just in case it's gonna be that bad. And then I'm using the move brush with AccuCurve to pull because it lets you wait, do I have symmetry on this thing? Yeah, it lets you pull like pinching, so it's really useful. ¿Qué onda, Junulu? Sí, es creo que la segunda vez que pasa. Sí, ya vi el título. Déjame checo a ver qué onda. Pero ahí sí, una disculpa. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's always I sometimes tune in as well to other people working. It's cool like to know that there's another person working as well as like making each other company in a way. It's cool. What is going on here? So this brush is okay, it's looking right now. What? Okay, what's going on here? Looks like I'm trespassing something, but I don't know. Let me check. I'll have back face masking here. What's going on? ¿Qué onda, Juan? Sí, normalmente es en español, pero esta es la primera vez que voy a intentar hacer en inglés, el personal. Entonces voy a estarlo alternando en inglés y en español, en inglés y en español. Pero de todos modos, siempre en los streams termino hablando en ambos idiomas, entonces no te preocupes. Okay, so here is the problem. It's like trespassing this. And I have to be really careful with this. Because it's giving me... Okay, yeah. I'm gonna switch to smooth stronger. Because I was having some weird artifacts here. ¿Qué onda, el Mr. K? How's it going, dude? Afonso, I think it might be your audio, dude, because I'm the volume here is like quite high. Let me check something. Yeah, so it's already the setup. It's already from the last time I increased the volume, so I think it might be just your audio, man. Okay, so I'm gonna finish all the spine right now. And like I said, it's a bit of a tedious process, but it's important. Because this part is like gonna be a big like shape in the final design. I really want the spine to look to be able to read properly when I do the posing and everything. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and scale them. And then with the aqua curve, I can just like pull these parts. Nope. Hey Toasted Prinny, what's up? So like I said, this is not gonna be like the most exciting thing to watch, but it's just in the beginning, and then I'm gonna jump to other stuff. I think it's gonna be finally today when I'll do the retopo, the C remesh, and all the detailing. But well, maybe not the detailing, but the projection. I mean, sorry, because yeah, I don't know about the how long will the detailing take. So, because this is just like the first pass, and you can see like if you zoom in, you can see that's still lacking a lot of detail and a lot of resolution in some areas. So setting up all these spikes. And mainly the reason I'm doing this by hand is just because I want to be able to like get some subtlety in the forms. Like for example here, this is a good example. I did this last stream, so making this whole shape, checking like the silhouette and everything. I like how it looks, and it's quite hard to get this with like an IMM or something like that. It's if you want, I don't know where I like read that or listened to but like basically when you want to have complete control, you have to do it by hand. Oh shit. Okay, at some point I did like Dynamesh. Okay, yeah. It's not supposed to be Dynamesh. Okay. Yeah, I screwed up there. The storm? What storm? Where are you? Where do you live? There was a storm? I'm just gonna straighten these ones a little bit. And so this is gonna be quite straightforward. Now also another thing is just sculpt a little bit here in like the insertion. Not a whole lot, just to have the like the feeling, the yeah, I'm losing the words here. Just to get the feeling that this is like an actual organism composed of like connected parts and not just like floating there, you know. Doesn't really have to be like anything super complicated. Just something like that. And then just thin this one a little bit. With organic stuff, I really like to sculpt it first, especially if it's just gonna be for like a concept image. I really like to sculpt it first because I feel like the clay, the way the brushes behave and everything, it gives you like a really not clean surface or silhouette. So I think it's cool, like instead of doing this like with a base mesh or something and then coming to ZBrush and then just move it around, I prefer this method because I feel it's more organic, not in the sense of like an organic creature, but organic in the process of creating it. It has more freedom, I think. No, Afonso, no es para ningún cliente. Es un proyecto personal. De hecho, no creo que pueda trabajar cosas para clientes en el stream de ZBrush. Sería... Usualmente por cuestiones de confidencialidad y todo eso no sería correcto. No va a ser animado, va a ser nada más... lo voy a posar y lo voy a renderear. Pero no va a ser animado. Hola, Gpress, o no sé cómo se diga tu nombre. ¿Eres nuevo en qué? Ah, ya. El render se refiere a cuando tomas todos los elementos, es decir, el modelo, en caso de que tenga texturas, las texturas, materiales, luces, etcétera, etcétera, y haces el cálculo de cómo se vería la imagen final. O sea, es decir, tomas las luces iluminan tu escena, pero también te muestran cómo los materiales se comportan con ese tipo de iluminación, si son metales, si no son metales, si son translúcidos, el color de los mismos, la superficie, si es rugosa, si es reflejante, etcétera, etcétera. Entonces, a eso se refiere con render, básicamente. Aquí me di cuenta que dupliqué sin querer la aleta. Quería duplicar la espina, no la aleta. Cristian Migus, ¿tienes algún consejo en cuanto al render? ¿Qué es lo más importante? ¿Qué onda, Juan Ru? ¿Cómo andas, men? Saludos. Pues es que esa pregunta es un poco ambigua porque un consejo en cuanto a render te podría decir como hazlo más bonito. Pero eso igual no te dice nada. Entonces depende mucho de qué es lo que requieras porque no es lo mismo si te aconsejo, por ejemplo, para hacer un render hiperrealista o para hacer un render cartoon o para hacer un render que se vea como de algún estilo que tú quieras estilizado con, no sé, si a lo mejor haces las texturas a mano y las pintas, qué sé yo, o sea, hay como muchas formas de interpretar tu pregunta. Pero en general, un consejo que siento que puede, o sea, que es como universal y que funciona independientemente del estilo de render que quieras manejar, es iluminación. O sea, siempre aprender sobre iluminación es básico porque básicamente si no tienes luces no ves nada de tu pieza. Entonces necesitas... Y la iluminación te da muchísima información sobre... em, dependiendo cómo ilumines. Yo he visto, por ejemplo, he visto ambos casos. Yo he visto modelos increíbles con iluminaciones como muy chafas y se pierde un poco el modelo, se pierde la calidad de lo que ya se esculpió o se modeló. Y he visto también el caso contrario, donde modelos que no están tan chidos, modelos como que no están tan bien hechos, se ven bastante bien porque tienen una muy buena iluminación. Entonces ahora imagínense si tuvieran una buena base, o sea, si tuvieran las dos cosas, un buen modelo y buena iluminación. Ese sería como el consejo que podría darte. Muchas gracias, Juan Ru. Sí, ahí va quedando, me está gustando la neta. Todavía le falta un buen detalle, porque esto apenas es Dynamesh y de aquí le voy a hacer el Z-Remesh. Entonces, a ver qué show. Saludos hasta Colombia, Cristian. Pues un artista que admira en cuanto al render. Sí, hay muchos. Bueno, un artista que admiro mucho, no necesariamente por sus renders, pero con el que aprendí bastante, igual en general, sobre surfacing y sobre render es Chris Nichols. Em, para los que no lo conozcan, él es artista de surfacing y trabajó en Thanos, en las de Infinity War y Endgame. Es un excelente, excelente artista y tomé una clase con él y en esa clase aprendí bastante al menos sobre materiales y superficies y todo eso que tienen mucho que ver para el render, no tanto de luces y no específicamente de los motores, sino más bien como de los materiales y shading. Me sirvió mucho esa clase. Puedes iluminar en cualquier programa básico de 3D, o sea, incluso ZBrush tiene luces, pero si es un render para producción usarías Maya o el pipeline, el programa base que sea tu pipeline. Y, o sea, cualquier programa de 3D básicamente te sirve. Cinema 4D, Blender, 3D Max, eh, Modo, Houdini, este... usualmente todos los programas tienen... Si puedes crear algo en 3D, tienes forma de renderizarlo. Es casi que básico. Yeah, greetings to Brazil, man. Thank you so much. I understand a little bit of Portuguese. I don't speak a lot, but I sort of understand a little bit. So right now I'm trying to finish this part, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Doing it by hand. It's giving me the freedom of choosing here what I want to do with the fin. Having a more irregular like shape here. Chao. Hasta la próxima, man. Adieu. Just looking at the references here. Um, okay, this part is done. I'm gonna save this. And then the bottom part here of the fin, I'm not gonna put any spines. So basically this guy, I was struggling last time because this guy has like a mammal's body. I actually took it from like a dog, the main shapes, even though it started with a salamander and axolotl. So the tail, like if it was a mammal like a whale or a dolphin, the tail will move up and down because us mammals, actually our column moves that way. But if it's a reptile or an amphibian, it would move sideways like fishes. So I forgot about that in the beginning and it made this like the tail super wide. And so right now I made it narrower and made the fin like bigger so it can have the left and right movement quite easily. So I'm just gonna finish this, and maybe I'm just gonna put like a couple here at the bottom just to hold the shape. So we'll see. And then I'm gonna mirror this. Wait, no. Use the tool on Y. Oh no. Pen new subtool. Yeah. And so I'm going to put this thing here underneath. So it's just gonna be smaller. Just a couple, because I actually needed to have the shape for the, like, to have complete like grip on the water. I don't know how to, how to explain it. Just want this thing to be longer. Now that I'm watching it, like, even though it makes sense anatomically speaking, I think I'm gonna remove it. Okay, so a couple of messages. Yeah, Admiral. No, I'm not Shane. There's been a couple of some confusion with the titles, so it's just a mistake. Shane, I don't know. I don't remember when Shane streams. I think it was like today, but earlier. Um, because it's the calendar changes every month, so it's hard to like memorize when everybody's streaming. And yeah, so Shane was earlier. He was before me, so it's usually like we usually stream on the same day. So sometimes he's after me and sometimes he's before me. So just like a small mistake there. Sorry about that. Muchas gracias, Cristian. Hey Charlie, hello to Orlando, man. ¿Qué onda, bro? Adán, ¿cómo andas? Qué chido que pasaste un rato a saludar, bro. ¿Cómo te ha ido, dude? So I decided I'm gonna remove this. I didn't like it. I like the previous shape. Like even if it's not like the most functional, I'm just gonna go back here. So I like the way it read the silhouette. Yeah, I think it's better this way. Feels smoother in a way. So Christian is asking like, what's my workflow in general? So yeah, basically I do. Okay, I'm gonna try and say it in both Spanish and English. I usually start with a sphere. Okay, so this is like for a. If it were for production, okay, no. I usually start from a sphere. If it's for production, I have like a concept art that I need to do or something. So I would just sculpt it, try and reference it with the concept art, try and match it. But I usually like I really like the freedom of just sculpting in like virtual clay without having to worry about topology or subdivisions at this point. I just want to sculpt. I just want to get the form, and then after that, I would do a retopo. And if it's for production, I would do it by hand. The workflow that I use is Maya. Um, like Quadro is the one that I use, but it can do like whatever program that lets you do retopo, you can do it in that way. And then after that, it would be like UVs, textures, blah blah blah. If it's like for concepting, I start the same way. And just in this case, like I do, I'm not basing in on any concept. It's just like my own design. So I start like pulling, pushing, sculpting, smoothing, etc. until like I like the form, I like the silhouette. I think that it reads good from every angle, etc. And so when that's done, I usually go into like a series mesh where I just take the Dynamesh that I had and create like functional topology for sculpting, not even for animation. It doesn't have to have like perfect loops. Um, um, it just needs to be clean enough for to keep on sculpting and to use subdivision levels, because ZBrush really likes subdivision levels. I'm gonna show you an example. Um, I don't know if it's okay that I say in English all the answer, because but okay, I'm gonna try saying in Spanish as well. Comienzo con Dynamesh y después, si es para producción, lo que hago es un retopo a mano porque necesito los loops de la topología precisos. Entonces lo haría usualmente en Maya, que es Quadro el que utilizo. Y si es para un concept, como en este caso, lo que haría sería un series mesh, que lo único que me permite es tener topología para esculpir un poco más limpia. No, no me importa tanto que sea como unos loops super limpios, no importa porque no lo voy a animar. Sí lo voy a posar, entonces necesito también que la topología sirva para posar, pero no lo voy a animar. Pero en ambos casos siempre empiezo con Dynamesh porque me gusta mucho la libertad que tiene. Es como muy a gusto esculpir con esto y no tengo que preocuparme por restricciones como de geometría y ese tipo de cosas. So yeah. Perspective, what setting is the best? I don't know. I usually just press P in ZBrush, and that's the perspective that it has for default. I don't really change that much the angle of view, and I used to before. Yeah, the focal length. I know it like flattens or stretches the image. I don't really do it in ZBrush. I just press P and that's it. And like for example, if it's, since I don't usually do like portraits, I've done it like a couple of times, and in those cases I've had to adjust like perspective a little bit. But for sculpting, don't really worry about it. Hey Mario, ¿qué onda? ¿Cómo andas? Ah, perfect, Christian. Thank you, man. Okay, so I forgot what I was gonna do. So I changed this back. Okay, yeah, now I'm going to. Oh, yeah, I remember now. I'm gonna show you why I usually do series mesh, and the reason is because ZBrush really likes subdivisions. Let's say right now I have a single subdivision with like 500,000 points. It's roughly 500,000, and it works fine. Like my computer is not like a monster or anything, but it works fine. And so the way, like if I start, for example, let's say I'm gonna show you with another tool. Oh wait, no. Let's take just the tool because I don't want to close the project. Okay, this guy has subdivisions, and I'm gonna duplicate it. And to the copy, I'm just gonna remove subdivisions and then just crank the Dynamesh, and then just do a high res Dynamesh. So it's loading here. Okay, it's super dense, this one. It's 3.7 million polygons. So you can see, like when I move. Okay, no, I have an even better. Let's go up in subdivisions. I'm gonna do one more. So I have 14.5 million active points. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete the lower subdivision levels. And so I have just one subdivision level with 14.5 million active points. And you can see, like, even rotating and panning, zooming, it's taking a long time. And if I have in this other subtool, let's go again, 2, 3, to the same number of polygons. Okay, I also have here 14.5 million polygons, the same. Okay, it's just auto saving. In this case, I can manage the navigation way faster. And like if you look closely, when I'm moving, like panning, rotating, or zooming, the resolution goes down. And this is because ZBrush has, like, in this case, 7 subdivision levels lower that it can use. So for these transformations, it goes down and it's more manageable. Like the program, it's, even though it still has like 14 million polygons or like active points, when I'm moving, it goes lower. So ZBrush likes subdivision levels a lot. It's not really a very good idea to work with a super high, super dense mesh, just one subdivision level. So that's why when I'm with this guy, I just do like a medium res Dynamesh, just high enough that it allows me to start sculpting details, but not low enough that I don't like see, not high enough that it's going to be super dense or super heavy. And so I'm gonna use the ZBrush exactly to do the subdivision levels. I know it seems like a lot at first, but it's really not. It's really simple stuff. So I'm just gonna show you the process that I do for like ZBrush. To Dano, for the focal length camera settings for realistic characters, it it depends, but the thing is, camera focal length and things like that don't really have to do with realism. Like for realistic characters, you would use you would concentrate on like textures, the shape, the lighting, the shading, not really on the camera lens, because you can have portraits like even photographs with different focal lengths. But I think like the common, I might be wrong because I don't remember, and I don't work with this all that much, but I think the usual portrait focal length is like around 50 to 85. But I'm like I said, I'm really not sure about this, so don't believe me. Just look it for yourself, because I'm really not sure. Okay, so sí, Mario, hubo un errorcillo ahí. Ahorita estoy presentando esta criatura y ya terminé como el primer pase, entonces la voy a retopologizar. Okay, so the first step that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reassign again the polygroups, and in this case, it's just so they can help me with the ZBrush process. So a way in which we can like influence these things to have closed loops, which are not necessary but are really useful. I'm gonna show you, just like gonna go to okay, we have to work in a copy. Oh, and first, sorry about that, I'm just gonna go and merge all of these things down, like all the spines. Just gonna merge down. They're exactly the same mesh with exactly the same sub-D level, so it should work fine. What is this? The fin? Yeah. The web fingers. Okay, so yeah, now we have the all of the spines in just one subtool. Okay, so I duplicated this one, and we're gonna be working with a copy. If I just do a simple go to geometry ZBrush, if I just do like a simple ZBrush with a, let's just do, I always do this when I was teaching. I always like to show just like the default settings. So let's just press ZBrush and see what happens. I didn't move anything, like not even the numbers or anything. Hey, some noob. Yeah, you're not. I I didn't put the title. I'm not in charge of that, so it was a mistake. Sorry about that. Estoy en una pregunta. Estoy haciendo un tutorial y usando el modelo de tool del cuerpo completo. ¿Qué hace el curso teniendo las mismas subdivisiones? Se le ve suave, pero a mí se me ve como pixeleado en comparación. ¿Sabes qué puede ser? I'm drawing in Shane's fans. Yeah, I hope he has a lot of followers. He's super good. Shane is seriously super good, and he's like a super chill dude. I met him a couple of times in LA, and he's always like super helpful and gives me tips and everything. Okay, so Ypres, no sé a qué se pueda deber eso. Tendríamos que checar, pero puede ser que a lo mejor él tenga Dynamic Subdivision prendido con Shift D sin niveles de subdivisión, pero la verdad es que no estoy seguro. No es fácil así porque necesitaría verlo. Okay, so I don't know what happened here. It was supposed to remesh. So let me try again. Yeah, because it's exactly the same. Okay, let's do ZBrush again. Or maybe I canceled it, I don't know. I just want you guys to see how the first result is. I usually recommend this because maybe there are some things that work at first, so you want to keep them and then like improve from there. Okay, so this is the first ZBrush, and we can see a bunch of stuff. ZBrush tries mainly to preserve shape, and this is a good thing, but it can also like play against us in some way. Like here, for example, it tried to preserve that shape, but it like it's not that clean. Can be improved. Here, for example, it did a good job of getting like the lips. And then here, like we have some little mistake there, just a little smooth. It's a pretty good ZBrush actually. Like these settings are quite good just at first. Here we have a small issue. Like this vertex has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It has a lot of edges. Like even more than 5 is not advisable. So we're gonna need to fix this. What other stuff? Like it mostly did okay actually. With the new algorithm in 2019, it's really good. But we can fix some stuff. So one thing that I'm gonna do actually, I'm gonna go back. And since we're gonna project the details back into this thing, I don't really need the shape to be that faithful. I can cheat a little bit. So what I can do is just take the smooth stronger, which I already have, and then just run like a quick smooth on this guy. And this is because having a cleaner surface, even though like and this is like a personal preference, it's something that I always do. Even though the ZBrush is really good at getting the shapes correctly, having cleaner surface allows for cleaner topology as well. So it's not that necessary. I'm gonna actually smooth this thing a little bit. it allows for cleaner topology, and in this case I prefer to have cleaner topology, not that super faithful to the form. So it's just like a quick smooth. Since I have the smooth stronger, you have to be careful because otherwise you lose like the main shape, and I don't want to lose the main shape. I just want to lose the details, like the secondary shapes and all. Like for example here, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I want to keep the lips there. And this is a good thing. Like remember, I'm working with a copy, so I'm not losing anything. I have the original still here, so it's fine. Yeah, it's supposed to lose the detail because right now you want to do the base mesh. Um, I think like a common misconception that people have is like that when you do the series mesh, you get clean topology on top of your model. It's not that simple. You actually have to transfer all the details from one sculpture to the from one mesh to the other. But if you do like if you're careful and do it like clean, you shouldn't have any problems. So yeah, just a quick smooth. Remember, we just want to keep the main shapes. We don't really need all the detail because other like that also complicates the remesh because the series mesh gonna try and keep all the detail, and like here for example, this is giving the algorithm some trouble, so we're gonna help it. Hey, fused gore modeling. Thanks, man. Even though I'm not Shane, but thank you. It was a mistake with the titles. I'm Jose, but thanks, man. Um, okay, so this was the first step, like duplicating it, smoothing it a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is the main, like since we can separate almost any living creature into primitives, in this case I'm gonna think like with cylinders. And what I want to do is, for example, start doing polygroups. So I'm going to if you go to transform and then to the polyframe, you can turn on and off the color and the wireframe. So in this case, I'm just gonna turn off the wireframe and keep the color. And I'm gonna start doing turn off symmetry for this one, and I'm gonna change the brush to lasso for the mask and for select. And then I'm just gonna be doing this. And then if I press Ctrl W, it creates a new polygroup. And this is exactly what I want. Just have like different polygroups here. I'm gonna do the same to the legs. Like even though I had already some polygroups, they were not like the cleanest. So I want to do it again. And you will see in a minute why this is important. Okay, so another, okay, I can just trying to have distinct enough colors. Okay. This is tricky because, or what I can do is just change to mask pen. Yeah. And then we can do the same for the feet. Accident. Can go back. Change to lasso. And do the same thing with the arms. And in this case I can just use the pen to clean. Have to do the mesh. So again for the hands. I'm gonna separate the head and the neck. And then here. We'll see if it works. Maybe I need to leave a bit more space to the neck. Yeah, maybe like this. So we'll see if it works. What's up, man? Hi, Tilt, all the way to India. How's it going, man? Hey, Anthony. Yeah, no, this. Sorry to disappoint you. This isn't Shane, but it's Jose. You're welcome to stay if you want. His stream was actually before mine, like a couple of hours before me. So, we're changing the schedule every month. So that's what might be confusing some people because he used to be like after me, and then we changed, and then we changed again. Yeah, this is for ZBrush because by doing this by polygroup, what's gonna happen is it sometimes, since it tries to preserve the border of the polygroup, it's really helpful because it creates like a closed loop, and sometimes you get like clean topology that way. We're gonna try. We need to like check settings and adjust. But so, okay, I duplicated, smoothed it, and then painted the polygroups, and now we go to ZBrush. And let's check the settings here. So the target poly count was, it's like, this is supposed to be like around 5k, which is a good starting point. There was a number that I gave my my students. I think it was like 5k. I'm not sure, because it would end up in like 25 million by subdivision 7 or something like that. I forgot the number. Let me just check. Because every subdivision level multiplies it by 4. Yeah, so it's around 5k, and this new algorithm actually works really well in trying to preserve that number. So I'm just gonna leave it at 5. In this case, you can have like the usual, like try and make it half of what you have, the same, double, or adapt. I'm just gonna put it adapt since it's a different number from this one. You can try and use curves, but we're gonna try just with this and see how it goes. And then the important part here is keep groups, Because if we do this, it's gonna try and keep the polygroups as they are. It's important not to try and have like super small polygroups, because otherwise it's gonna be harder. Like for example, I didn't separate the fingers. I don't know how they're gonna come out, so I'm just gonna try it like this. And since it's not really that important to have like clean topology on the fingers, not gonna be animator or anything, I didn't do them. So I'm just gonna try like this. So keep groups. I don't want to smooth the um okay, yeah, we can try with a smooth groups border like this. And we can use a bit of poly paint. So the way this works is I'm gonna change to another material, the skin shader. And the way poly paint works is you change the color density. So for example, white, it would be 1, meaning the same color density. And for example, if I choose, actually has to be like turn off CAD and just turn on RGB. If I turn, like for example, 2, meaning double resolution, it paints it like pinkish. And if I go all the way high, like 4, so 4 times as much resolution, it's like super red. Okay, I'm gonna use the standard one for this. Yeah, it's like super red. If I go to, again to 1, it's white. So with this, we can control how dense we want certain areas to be. And so I'm gonna go 2 here. Then I'm gonna paint mainly this region here, because it's gonna be super useful for details later. And also for the tip of the fingers, because this means I want to have more resolution in this area. Not just for sculpting, but for posing as well. So in this case, in the face, it's gonna be mainly for sculpting, but in the finger, it's gonna be more like for posing. So I'm trying to make the transition smooth. I don't really think we need to go lower than that. Like I don't think I need to paint like a 0.4 or something. In that case, it goes like to blue, indicating lower resolution. I don't think I need to do that. Okay, let me read you. So Tiago, if you wanna work creatures for production, the interior of the mouth would be like, for example, let's say this is for production. So what you would do is like sculpt this and then go to Maya or Topogon or whatever blender, retopologize it, and then leave a space here. Don't close the mouth, like don't close the topology there, and then just extrude it inwards. So you would create like a sack, or just depending if you have like the interior of the mouth separate or together with the same mesh. But you usually would have like the gums, the teeth, the tongue, all those things separate. And then you can have like the space, like the cavity, or just like the extrusion inside. So after that, you create like the borders here and you extrude inwards, and then you can bring it back into ZBrush and then separate by polygroups and then just sculpt the interior of the mouth. Or you can even do it separately, like another mesh, and then just add it later and then just like UV and project it everything back. So there's really not like a defined process that you need to follow, but it's usually what I would do. ¿Qué onda, Mau? ¿Cómo andas, man? ¿Ya se fue el vago ese de tu casa o qué? Qué chido que andas por acá, dude. Yeah, this is actually like a super super handy tip. So okay, I'm just gonna try it now and see how it goes. So it's just remember keep groups here. Target poly count is the same number, and we just painted with polypaint a little bit. So you have to press here use polypaint, otherwise it won't take that into account. And then we can play with these settings as well. But for now, I'm gonna leave them like this and see how it looks, and then I'll just explain these ones. So we press zero mesh. It's important, like when we're doing this, it's important to have symmetry on. And so since this is like not a okay error, remeshing aborted. I don't know what happened. Let's try again. Um, since this is like a sort of a boring, tedious process to do, like even for me, trial and error and going back and waiting a lot. I'm trying to explain the process while I'm doing it, so it's not as boring. Even though there might be some of you who already know how to use this. Okay, so I'm having an error. I don't know why. I'm gonna turn off use polypaint just for now and see if that fixes it. No es necesario lo del título, pero... O sea, técnicamente no es necesario, pero en la práctica sí... Sí te va a ayudar mucho. No sé cómo explicarlo, pero... Sobre todo, como el gobierno de Canadá es el que decide si darte el permiso de trabajo o no. O sea, el estudio puede pedirte. Puede decir, queremos contratar a esta persona. Aquí está, nosotros le hacemos un contrato, lo que sea. Aquí está la oferta. Pero al final de cuentas depende del gobierno. Al menos así es en Canadá, me imagino que en Estados Unidos es igual. Depende del gobierno si deciden darte o no el permiso de trabajo. Y para eso se fijan mucho en el título. Hay excepciones donde el estudio puede realmente decir necesitamos a esa persona aunque no tenga el título, pero son casos excepcionales. Realmente el título te abre las puertas muchísimo. Sí, yo diría que aunque técnicamente no es necesario, en la práctica termina siendo necesario. Y realmente no tiene que ser un título que tenga que ver con 3D o animación o algo así. Puede ser cualquier título. Lo que pasa es que el gobierno de estos países busca que la gente que migra sean profesionistas, no sea cualquier persona, sino gente con estudios. Entonces puede ser de programación, de diseño gráfico, de incluso hasta de psicología, o sea, no importa, mientras sea un título. Okay, so I don't know what happened here. It's aborting the zero mesh. I'm gonna try again. There shouldn't be any issues. Yeah, it's giving me this error. I don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna use polypaint again and turn off the keep groups. Maybe it's that one. So this is actually the first time that I'm getting this error, because it's usually it usually goes through and like maybe it's like crap remesh, but at least it goes through. But this time I don't know what's going on. Okay, so might be the keep groups thing. But let's try and see the polyframe. So as you can see, I use the use polypaint. So areas like the fingers and the toes and the face have a slightly higher resolution than the rest. You can see it. And also, like you remember, I did the smoothing first. So I did the smoothing first in this case because I don't need that much detail. I just need like the main shape, and then I can reproject everything. Same here. Like if you see this is quite clean. It's actually a really good remesh. It's actually really good. I'm really surprised that the new algorithm is quite good. But there's still some things that I need to correct. For example, I wanted to have 5K and I got like 23k. So this is this might be because of the polypaint thing. So I need to check on that. And then there were some errors I saw, like for example here, might not be that big of an issue, but here for example it was like a bit dirty. I think I was just trying to get the shape, but it mostly worked okay. Same thing here. Okay, I need to check what to do around here because this is giving me a lot of trouble. What I might do is just, okay, I'm gonna go back to before the remesh, and since it's gonna be projected everything again, I might need to like resculpt some errors. So I'm gonna go back, and I believe that this is the error is because like it's a really thin shape. So what I'm gonna do, it's actually with Control Shift, I'm gonna go and do a clip curve. And so, oh shit, what I'm gonna do is just push everything into like this. And then just like sort of smooth it a little bit. I mean, it's not ideal, but if it can manage to solve that, like the tip, it's gonna be fine. So I'm gonna try again with the keep groups. Maybe that's the thing that's not working. It shouldn't be, but maybe. I always do the remesh in Maya if it's by hand. I really like the Quadro, even though like I've seen other tools that are actually really good. Yeah, the remesh is not going through with the keep groups, so we're gonna have to drop that. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that, guys, but we can still try without this. So yeah, I usually do use Maya with Quadro. Before that, I've used Blender. I've used ZBrush with topology brush, which was okay-ish. But the thing is, you can't. It's a bit cumbersome, and if you have too many points, it can be really slow. And then another thing is like you can't really smooth things, which I really like about other topology programs. I used Topogon as well a long time ago, like 5 years ago. But so far I really like Maya, and I really want to try like other things like Modo and eventually. But Maya, so far the Quadro has been like it's good enough for what I need. And since I don't do retopo that much, it's okay. Yeah, so the keep groups, we're gonna get rid of that. And so, okay, these two things, the adaptive size and curve strength. So adaptive size right now is at 50, and it's like a compromise. If we go super high, that this means like it's gonna try and preserve the shape more, but by that it's gonna sacrifice like size and shape of the polygons. So it's gonna have like more irregular polygons. Some are gonna be larger, some are gonna be bigger and squarish. So it's gonna be like more irregular. And if I go down in adaptive size, it's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna try and preserve the shape of the polygons more equal, like more homogenized, but then it's gonna sacrifice a little bit more of the shape. So in this case, we don't really care that much about the shape since we're gonna project it. So I'm gonna go, we were at 50, I'm gonna go like a 35. And then the curve strength, this is using the curve brush. The curve, where is this? Zero measure guides, sorry. So with this thing, what happens is like we actually draw guides, and then with this you control the strength. So what we can try, if I press shift, we can try drawing like curves here. It's not like the easiest method, it takes a long time. We're gonna try it without this. I don't think we really need the guides. I would say the curve strength and the topology guides, the remeasure guides, would be like if we actually wanted to get like clean topology for animation, we can try and use that. But like sometimes I think it's not worth the hassle, and it's like cleaner if we do it by hand. So I'm gonna keep the use polypaint, but since like the use polypaint, okay, the new algorithm sort of respects more this number. We're aiming for like 5K, but the use polygroups, use polypaint, sorry, gave us like 23K. So I'm gonna go down here, and then we're just gonna have to measure it by like trial and error. So 2.5 and see how it goes. El primo de tu amigo. Pues, o sea, depende. Aquí me está dando otra vez un error. What's happening here? Why is it giving me an error? El 75% del inglés no es el problema, porque hay gente que habla incluso menos, y hay de todo, o sea, hay de todos los niveles y acentos y todo eso. El adaptarse no creo que sea problema, la bronca es como lo de la chamba. Ese sí puede ser una bronca. O sea, puede estar como con la visa de turista y acá tratar de buscar trabajo y ver que la empresa le quiere sacar un permiso, pero la verdad es que no sé qué tan fácil sea eso. Yo no lo recomendaría, pero bueno. Yeah, model looks really sick. So fused, the reason I don't do that, the reason I don't do like zero meshing it higher and then cut it down, there's a button here called reconstruct subdivision. Where is it? Geometry, reconstruct subdivision. So the way it works is like, for example, let's say we have a cylinder, and then we're gonna make it polymesh 3D and subdivide it a bunch of times. And then let's say this is our resolution for the only subdivision level we have. If we press reconstruct subdivision, it's gonna go down and it's gonna give me lower and lower until it reaches a point where like I have triangles, and then it can't go further. I'm gonna get an error message that says mesh contains triangles, operation cancelled. So since this thing, if I do where is it? If I do a higher reach point and try and go back, it's not gonna work. Because it can't, it doesn't know if it had like a base before that, like a previous level. And the other thing is I would have to do it by hand, and it takes a long time to do that. So I don't think it's worth the hassle. So here, for example, I'm getting quite good topology on the face. This is pretty good. It's actually pretty good. Here, for example, I don't know. Yeah, this is really good. This is really good. I don't need like closed loops for this. I wanted to get that with the polygroups, but I can live without that. And some stuff. Let's see how it did the tail. Okay, this is really good, and then we can just, this is exactly what I wanted, and then we can just like sculpt whatever was left. Let's see the fingers. They're working good. Yeah, this is almost like, I would say like 90% of what I wanted. just like a minor things, I'm just gonna go back and smooth this this part a little bit more, just a little bit more. Same with this. And I did, it was like a 2.5, no, we went back to 5. Okay, I'm gonna try and do 3 and sculpt, I mean smooth a bit more of the surface here. Because since it's really high, the resolution we're getting. I mean it's not impossible to work with that, but I really want to get it lower so I can pose it better. It's gonna be easier for me. What I mean by doing it by hand, it's just like instead of pushing a button and getting a result, it means like actually going, for example, here in ZBrush with ZModeler, or in Maya, like taking this and erasing loop by loop and edge by edge, and then stitching and patching and things like that. I don't think it's really worth it. Yeah, by hand, if this type of process, like if it's for animation, okay, just do it by hand because it's gonna be better and you have complete control. But for this, it's really not necessary. Okay, hands are really good. Feet, they're also quite good. Yeah, this is actually really good. The new algorithm works amazing. Tail is good. We have 10K. We can probably go lower, but I think I'm gonna stop at 10K because it's actually not that bad. The arms look amazing. Yeah, I really like the new algorithm. The way it does the transitions, it's really good. So here I lost a little bit, but I think this is fine. So we can try and smooth subdivide this, and we get like the main shapes working. So this is fine. I think this is it actually. Yeah, this is really good. I'm tempted to try and go lower, but this is actually what I need. So I'm just gonna stop there. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there and save. So what we did, we tried to do, okay, just recap. I duplicated the subtool first, and then did a smooth, general smooth on the whole body to get rid of the secondary detail. I just need the main shapes. Just being careful of not losing those shapes. Then I tried to do the keep groups thing with the polygroups. Didn't work out. I was getting an error. I need to check what was going on there, but it usually works. Did use polypaint for this in the fingers, toes, and the face a little bit. Just like double the intensity of that. And yeah, we can go back to white. We don't need this blue thing anymore. And then just turn on use polypaint, and the adaptive size I went to 35. So trying, if you see the polygons are more squarish. I don't have that many rectangle and like super stretch polygons. If I was like doing it the other way, going the adaptive size to the other side, it would be like super long stretchy polygons. But yeah, this is pretty good. This is actually pretty good. I'm gonna save. Makes you want to puke. Hey Christian, I'm glad you're liking it, man. It's my pleasure. I like to explain this stuff. I really miss teaching. When I was in Mexico, I was a teacher for a couple of years, and I like to explain this process, like the basic stuff. I think it's really cool, and some just like some tips to use the program and things like that. So, because these are things that I've tried and tested and that work for me, so it's always my pleasure, man. Glad you like it. Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. These things are actually pretty good, the way the arms are working. So this new algorithm is really much better than the other one. And like you still have the old one. When you go like they added this button, the legacy 2018. If for some reason you want the old algorithm, you can use it here. And then there's a secret third algorithm in with the Siri mesh. Um, if you use, I'm not gonna show it, but if you press Alt and then click Siri mesh, it's using another algorithm. Sometimes I use that. Um, it depends. Sometimes like I don't really know what either of those algorithms do. I just like try the first, just like what I did right now. I tried with the default settings. If it works, I keep tweaking it until it's fine. If it doesn't work, I try the other one with the Alt. I just press Alt and click. So yeah, there's actually 3 algorithms in the here in Siri Mesh. Okay, so this is we completed this, and then it's coming. We're gonna do the projection. So for this, I'm just gonna turn everything off except these 2 subtools, the one I'm working with and the one that I'm projecting from, which is the original one. So like the first tip here is to check the actual size. So we have 500,000 active points, and in this we have like 10k, almost 11k. So there's one way to do it. Well, there's 2 ways. The first one is to just subdivide this until I reach roughly that same resolution, which is, in this case, it's a bit higher. So almost 700k. And then project, or doing it step by step. Like in this case, I subdivided it 4 times and then try to project, or going level by level and projecting at every level. I think that works better because it lets you see if there are any errors or things that might not be working. So if you did this correctly, if you go down to project, sorry, not project, project, this distance of 0.02 should be more than enough. And if there's some errors, I would just suggest to sculpt it and try and fill the holes instead of messing with this, because this distance can be actually quite tricky. So right now I'm just gonna do a project because we lost some shape while doing the smooth. It says contains polypaint data. Would you like to project polypaint? I'm gonna say no because I don't care about polypaint. And so okay, it fixed the shape a little bit, and then I just need to check if there are some errors, which it doesn't seem to be here, for example. So what I can do is just start like pulling this part of the mesh. Just go to the tail and what's going on? Okay, yeah, forgot to pass the Ciad. Yeah, just move it a little bit. Try and match it as best as we can. And like, there's another cool trick. If I press Shift, I'm gonna smooth the shape. But if I press Shift, click, and then release Shift, I'm gonna relax the shape. So this is the difference. I'm smoothing here, and then here I'm relaxing. So this is actually also really good for yeah. So try and project again. This is working better. I'm gonna change to the normal smooth because I was in the strong smooth. It was actually too strong. And yeah, I think this is fine. Oh really? I really enjoy Retopo actually. I really like, I could be Retopoing for 10 hours straight. What I really like about Retopo is that it's not a mindless process, but it's like a zen moment for me. It's just like solving a puzzle because you need to figure out where to attach things and where to connect the loops and everything. Like I can listen to an audiobook, I can watch or like listen to a movie that I've already seen in the background. Can listen to podcasts. I can like put some documentary or whatever. Just look. I don't have to think that much. It's just like an subconscious process, I think. So that's why I really like it. Like time just flies when I'm retopoing stuff. No, ya no habría que hacer retopo. Esto ya sería el retopo de este mono. Y ya con esto tenemos topología limpia para empezar a seguir esculpiendo. Um, my the software that I use more for retopo by hand is Quadro in Maya. I really like that one. I used the topology brush in ZBrush for a while, but I was not a huge fan. It works for like if you need some quick stuff. It's just easier to do it in ZBrush than in going into Maya. But for a full character or creature, it's no like it can get super dense and it's not as reliable. Okay, so the first projection went well, and then we're gonna do subdivision and project again. So in this case, you can see it starts getting more of the shapes. Like here, for example, it starts getting like this spiral, the eyelids a little bit, and this is exactly what I want. The tail is working fine. Yeah, the fingers are working fine too. Here, for example, I have a little bit more of what we need, but I'm gonna subdivide it first and then try and like adjust it. And like even if this thing isn't perfect, it doesn't really matter because it's like such a minor detail. Plus, after posing, we're still gonna need to sculpt more because muscles contract and then relax, and then the skin stretches, and then depending on how I pose it, there's gonna be like extra folds. So there's always a third and like a last step of sculpting. The first one is just the main shapes, the main creature, like the design, the basic primary shapes. Second step is after the retopo is done. In this case with series measure, and we did subdivisions, we can start sculpting the skin details, the tertiary and surface details. Like all the details that are missing. And then the third step would be after posing, correcting everything that went wrong. Sorry. Thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate it a lot. So we did 3 project again, and with every step it's getting more and more detail. You can see it. So one step further, and then we project again. And so you can see that every new step it's taking a bit more time. That's normal. But by this stage, we've reached the most similar point. Like in this case, I have more resolution here than here. In this one, more here than here. But it doesn't like it's no use going higher because the original mesh, the one that I've had, like there's not enough detail to transfer anyway, so it's no use that I just go super high with this. Sorry. So I'm just gonna, in this case, I'm gonna save again, just so I don't lose what I had. The thing is, I've been working with this guy for a couple of sessions now. I think this is like the 4th one. So if you go to the YouTube channel, they have a playlist for every artist, so you can check out my videos, and I think there's like 3 or 4 before this one. I don't remember exactly how many, but you can check them like since the beginning, and then yeah. So it's taking a bit more time than usual, but since like every stream I chat with you guys, and then there's some questions, and then some like we talk about whatever, and then I just sculpt a little bit, so it takes a bit more time, but it's normal. So yeah, we don't need this anymore. I'm gonna delete it, and we have the new one. And the cool thing is now we have 4 levels of subdivision, but if I go higher, and then every time I go higher I get like new and more resolution to play with, and like I can start adding more stuff. And like for example here, if I want to like folds for some reason, but just as an example, and then you start adding more stuff. So and it's only like at 11 million. So this is quite good. And so the body is done. Let's go back here. Yeah, we're here at 700. I'm gonna save. Yep. Yeah, that's my art station, man. I did this last year with some friends from Mexico. We did like a collaboration for Halloween. We each did like a classic monster from the movies, from the like the Frankenstein monster, the werewolf, the mummy, and I did the creature from the Black Lagoon. Thanks, man. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that one. So, okay, we have the body. I'm gonna continue doing the other pieces. So, for example, the horns. These are gonna be easier, but just so I don't have to spend that like doing the work 3 times, I'm just gonna um, merge them into one subtool. So I have all the horns here, and then the same thing, duplicate it, and then in duplication just smooth a little bit. Although these things are like not as complicated, but still, you're gonna get the main shapes. I'm gonna try and keep those these main edges, since the new algorithm really captures edges really well. It works amazing for hard surface, so I'm gonna try and be careful here. Actually, go back to normal and smooth, regular smooth. And for this one, I'm gonna puff the tips a little bit, because otherwise it's gonna give problems to the remesh, and then I can just like smooth them after. So all those things you have to need to be aware of, just by trial and error, because I know that these things are gonna be problematic for the smooth. And then just for to make it easier for the tips, I'm just gonna subdivide it so that it's like softer. And yeah, with that I'm just gonna go, you know, all this stuff. So I'm gonna, in this case, I want the shape more than the regularity of the polygons, so I'm gonna increase the adaptive size. Last time I decreased it, so I'm gonna go with like 75. It's no, 65. I don't really know the target polygon count. Let's try like 2 and see how it goes. Hey Nabil, what's up, dude? How's it going, man? Thank you so much. I like your work as well, dude. So yeah, this gave me a good result, I feel, but I feel like it can go lower, because I have almost as much resolution here than I have in the body. This is like 8K, and in the body I have like almost 11K, so I'm gonna try with 1, and then it should be even easier. Yeah, this is better. This is like 6K, but I can still go higher. I mean lower. Um, just gonna smooth some of these parts here. Were a bit problematic. Because the good thing is like if we have clean topology, we can like readjust this in the cavities. It's no big deal. Just I don't want to lose the main shape. That's it. But the base, it's fine. I'm gonna do like 0.5. Because I don't really need that much resolution. Like even if the horns are not gonna be animated, but still. Yeah, okay, I think I can work with this. This is fine. Yeah, I think this is fine. So I'm gonna keep this and then do the same thing, projecting all the stuff. Just gonna do a first projection here. And like you can see the tips already. This one worked fine. But this one was, just wanted to make sure it's, I think it's okay. It's a bit tricky with pointy stuff, but it's fine. Project all, and then do another. What's the resolution here? Okay, yeah, this is too much. Yeah, so with just 2 levels, I've already achieved most of the detail of what I wanted. So I'm gonna delete this one and keep the new one, and then I can just like, this is really easy because I can just subdivide and then keep sculpting whatever it is that I wanted to sculpt. So turn on everything again, and now I have the body. I'm gonna turn off so we have the body, and then the horns, and then the eyes. I'm not really gonna bother with the eyes right now. I mean, they are spheres and they're like dense, but at any time I can just like change it. So I don't think it's that important, the eyes, right now. The other stuff that I need to change are also like the webbed inside the fingers and the toes, and the fin here. So I don't think it's gonna be like I think I'm predicting that this is gonna be tricky. I'm thinking this is gonna give me a lot of trouble. So for this one, I'm gonna save it till the end, and I'm gonna probably do it next time. So right now I'm doing the web in the fingers. This should be easy. So for this one, I don't think I'm even gonna like duplicate and project, since it's such a simple shape. I don't think it needs the like to be projected again into the new mesh. So I'm just gonna do it like in this very mesh. So go to geometry and the series mesh. Let's do like 0.2. No, 0.5. These are probably gonna be denser, but it's fine for what I need. Yeah, so it's exactly what I needed. I don't need any more than this. It's perfect. First try, we got this. And so do the same thing here. Gonna use the same settings. I think it was like, what was it, 0.2? I don't remember. No, 0.5. Yeah, I mean, can probably like try and fix this. Just good smooth. Do the series mesh. Yeah, I guess this is fine. for these things. I don't really need something super complicated. Okay, I'm gonna save again just because I have the horns and the webs now. And I'm gonna try the spines are already clean mesh, so I don't need to worry about that. And this thing's gonna be tricky. So for this case, in this case, I don't really need to project anything, so it's gonna be the same. I'm just going to try and maybe I do need to project. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna give it a quick smooth because I don't want the zero mesh to be getting all these details. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky, and I don't really want to lose the shape that I have in the border. I feel like in a way this is the most important piece because when I pose it, this is gonna like curve, so it needs to have a clean enough topology to work with. So let's just, for this one, I'm actually gonna increase the adaptive size because I need the flexibility. I'm gonna go, I think like 80. And then I'm also gonna use polypaint, and for the what? I'm gonna go color, fill object, and then the no, this is a bad brush. The standard. I was using the trim dynamic. The tips, I want it to be denser. We'll see how it goes, because this thing might not work, but we'll try. I'm gonna try with 3. Maybe 5 is too much, but with 3. Use polypaint, and let's see how it goes. Yeah, it looks like a sort of serpent dragon or something. Okay, so it's processing. I'm not even sure it's gonna work like at all today. Yeah, I'm getting all these issues here. So for this one, I might need to figure out like maybe I need to clean this more. So, oh my god. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. Maybe what I can do is try and like scale it to make it wider, like from the front, to make it, because the front is like super thin. Maybe what I can do is if I just go this. I just scale it to make it wider. From the side it still looks the same, but maybe this whiteness can help. I don't know. And also I'm gonna try and do a mirror and weld, because it was not exactly, oh shit. Maybe I can use the inflate a little bit on the sides. But I'm fearing that I might need to like create a whole new piece and then just adjust it, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to save this one. but we'll see. I'm gonna try. And even if I don't succeed right now, I'm still gonna be trying off stream to see if I can have it for next time. But I don't know. Let's see. So it's finished, but I'm having the problem of some areas are too thin. So I actually need yeah, I need to resculpt this. There's no other way around it. So I'm just gonna change to a better matcap for contrast. And I'm gonna try and focus on not losing the silhouette. Just since I have back face masking, this means I'm sculpting both sides. I'm not like trespassing, because without back face masking, sometimes like you can make things super thin, and this is exactly what we don't want. Oh shit. Remember, the important thing is not to lose the silhouette and to get the topology, because like then we can just smooth it and whatever. So I'm making everything thicker, and I hope I'm pretty sure this is gonna work. And then what I can do with this is just take the whoa. No, maybe not. Just like reset brush. Yeah. Have the trim dynamic just a little bit. It doesn't really matter that much. And then the smooth. Just be careful of not smoothing the border. But I want to do a test before the stream ends, so we have 5 minutes. Let me just do it here. Just increasing the thickness. I think this can work. Oh, and also I have to do the same thing in at the bottom. So the good thing is, if we see the silhouette, it's still the same. I just made it thicker, so this is a good thing. And I'm gonna try not with 3 but with 6, and the adapt it's still high, so this should give me a better result. I don't know if like a good enough result, but at least better than the other one. ¿Qué onda, Mario? Muchas gracias. Ahí va quedando poco a poco. Vamos a ver cómo sale esto. So, yeah. So this is actually not bad at all. This is actually not bad at all. I did exactly what I needed to. Even here, can still. This is actually not bad at all. It's a bit too dense, so what I can try and do is like work to make it a bit lower res. Yeah, but this is actually quite good. I'm gonna try again. It was what? I did 6. This is 3. I'm gonna try 2 and see how it goes. I still have the poly paint, which is important because I'm giving. So I'm gonna change the material to the. I'm giving the tips a bit double the resolution than the base, which is a good thing since I have like so many thin stripes there. And so we try. I was doing 6 on the target polygon count. I'm gonna try with 2, and so 1/3. Let's see how this works. I hope it works. So yeah, I got some errors at the back. So this piece might probably need to have more resolution. And I'm starting to get like some errors here. Although like yeah, most of it worked fine. I have a hole here that I need to fix. I think going higher for this one is a better choice. But maybe I can rework it a little bit to make it like smoother and easier to retopo. But we need to do it like with calm and with a little bit more time that I don't have right now. So I'm just gonna save this one and keep working off stream. But since I have to go because there's another stream after, like in an hour, so I need to clear everything for Thomas. So you guys should stay for Thomas' stream. He does like awesome, amazing jewelry and cool designs. He's really cool, really good. Yeah, the thing is the guides are not like they're not 100% accurate. It's more of a actual guide, and like for example with fuller shapes. I don't really think the guides are gonna really work here. I think my biggest bet is just like to make things thicker and smoother, so the remesh doesn't have any problem with that. But yeah, other than that, there's not much. Or like model it by hand or sculpt it, retopo by hand. But I'll see. I don't think I'm gonna be needing to do that. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, this was pretty fun actually. Like I don't think I wouldn't imagine that a stream focused mainly on C-remesh was gonna be entertaining, but I think it was. And thank you so much for like asking questions and commenting. I really appreciate it, guys, that you like my work and that you tune in. It means a lot. So next week I'm gonna be streaming again on Monday, same time. If it says again Shane Olson, it's a mistake. It's supposed to be me. So I don't remember exactly if it's gonna be like in Spanish or in English, and if it's gonna be this same model or the other one. But I'll let you guys know. I always post it like online and Facebook and things like that. No, it's okay. Muchas gracias a todos. Oh, greetings all the way to Indonesia, man. Thank you, Zidane. I really appreciate it. Okay, guys, take care then. See you next week. Thank you so much. Bye bye.